Hi there, artists! Are you ready to draw a super cute 3D bunny ice cream cone? Well, let's get started. We're going to draw 2 dots. This determines the width of the ice cream cone. And then we're going to draw a foreshortened circle. A foreshortened circle is squished. I'm going to make a little point of reference. I'm going to draw to it. So as an artist, we're always thinking about our size and placement. It's called proportions. So in relationship to, like I said, this ice cream cone, how big is the ice cream on top going to be? How big is the bunny's head going to be? So now we're going to go ahead and draw this hot dog shape. So as you guys know, when we build with shapes and forms, sometimes we have construction lines. So you might want to, like I said, draw lightly. And now we're going to go ahead and draw another little shape here. This is like it looks like a 2-scoop ice cream cone today. This little bunny's hands must be freezing, holding that little ice cream. I made a little reference point. So once again, we're thinking about our proportions. As you can see, I'm just overlapping this shape. And then I'm going to go ahead and erase out this little construction line. So this is called the constructivist approach when we build with shapes and forms. We're going to draw the little scoop of ice cream that our bunny's holding. And the bunny rabbit ears. So you can see I'm making little reference points so I can get the size and placement of those ears drawn correctly. And, you know, as artists, sometimes we stand back from our work, we look at it, and I think I'm going to adjust this shape. We have the inner part of the ear. So as artists, we're constantly making little adjustments, and we're always looking at those, like I said, size relationships in the drawing. Like how big is the head in relationship to the cone? How big are the ears in relationship to the head? So if you start to draw things too big or too small, then it might not look like a bunny rabbit anymore. And sometimes you run into those problems drawing certain animals, like the fox. Fox is actually kind of a tougher one to do to know those proportions. So as you guys know, I do have the coloring pages on my homepage. Just go to the post tab and you can find the link also in the description and in the pinned comment. You do have to be a subscriber to my channel to access the post tab because it is a community tab. So the little teeny bunny nose. So these kawaii style characters, big eyes, little nose, little mouth, and look at that happy expression. I love it. It's almost too cute to eat. But you know what? I'm craving ice cream, so I'm sorry. You're going in my belly. So this is just a circle, but we're not going to draw through those little circle highlights, the white dots. And look at that. Wow. Those kawaii style eyes, remember that's a focal point, and that adds to the cuteness of the characters. It's a really simple way to draw them, and look at that, guys. Look how we just brought this character to life already. Just wait till we start coloring. And by the way, if you don't have Posca markers, you can still color with me with whatever you have. So if you have crayons, colored pencils, markers, and I do recommend at least 24 or 48 pack of colors, because colors have value. So you'll notice there's like lighter and darker colors like yellow, green, green, blue, green. You have all these different shades of color. This is the fun part, guys. We gotta make it drippy, bro. Gotta make it drippy. So once again, stand back from your work. Make a little adjustments as needed. We're gonna add some more drips. Gotta make it drippy, bro. And when you're doing these drips, use variety. Some might be long drips, some might not drip very much. Well, if you're enjoying this 3D drawing, guys, I have a whole playlist full of how to draw with Posca markers. And like I said, if you don't have Poscas, you can still color with whatever you have. The main thing is you have the different colors. So this is a light purple. And the cool thing about the paint markers is we can actually mix them on the canvas like paint. So it's a little bit different of an experience. And if you haven't tried Posca paint markers, you might want to check it out. So this is just a white Posca paint marker, and I'm actually mixing a tint. So I'm making this a very light purple. So did you notice I just put one line of purple down where the cheek was? And look at where I'm pulling the marker. I'm pulling it towards the middle of the character, the center of that circle. But it doesn't look like a circle anymore. Now that it's shaded, it's a sphere. So shading adds depth and dimension to your artwork. It's very important in a 3D drawing. I love to paint, so that's why I really love working with the Posca paint markers. So this is ivory. This is going to be a light yellow. And then I'm going to go in once again with the white Posca paint marker, and I'm just going to even make it even lighter. So I want to make it look like maybe light is kind of reflecting off of his face. The sun's hitting this little bunny's face. So I decided not to outline my character with a black marker today because I was going to use different colors of Posca paint markers. So you'll notice I used brown on the outline of the cone, and I used, I believe, fuchsia for the pink ice cream. Purple around the bunny's head, and then black around its ears. So that's kind of the cool thing about these kawaii style characters, is oftentimes you'll see them outlined with different color. And you could still do that if you have like alcohol based markers and things like that. Do you guys want me to show you how to color with Ohuhu markers? And I could even show you a really cool technique where you use colored pencils over the top with our new coloring pages. Oh, and by the way, I did start a new channel, Sketch Lab Junior. And Sketch Lab Junior has my Let's Draw series. And you'll find those coloring pages as well. And we'll also have our Procreate digital coloring as well. So you could actually digitally color our coloring pages with me. So Sketch Lab for Kids, like I said, is going to be our hub for all of our cool coloring pages. And we're going to not just use them for traditional mediums like markers and colored pencils and paint markers, but we'll also use them to digitally color. So remember, this is a full curriculum at Sketch Lab. We do it all. I've been teaching art for over 20 years. And we do it all. You'll even see some of my lessons that I've shared out for art teachers. So did you see what I just did? Once again, I'm using the white marker to add some shading. So I have 3 values. I've got pink, light pink, and white. So the left-hand side is darker. And as we move to the right, we're making it lighter. See what I'm doing with the white marker? Making it lighter. Mixing it right on the canvas. I want the pink in the little nooks and crannies on the left-hand side of those drips because the sun is on the right-hand side. Hitting this ice cream here. What flavor is that? Let me know in the comments what you think it should be. I think it should be... Well, I know bubblegum ice cream is... Baskin Robbins is like blue, which is kind of a fun flavor. I like to think it's maybe a candy flavored ice cream. You see the white, and then going back in, building up a little bit of that darker value, and then blending that in with the marker. So color mixing right on the canvas. Now let's get into those ears. You'll notice the bottom of the ear is going to be darker. So I'm going to use the regular pink. So it goes from pink to light pink. Alright guys, so I have brown, and then I'm going to create a gradation of value. This is the darker value first. And now this is apricot, which is like a light orange. It's going to get lighter as I go towards the center of this ice cream cone. And look at that. Starting already to look 3D. So Posca markers do come in different sizes, and this is the 3M. It's a smaller tip that allows you to do more detailed coloring. And you see I used a light blue at the bottom and now a dark blue at the top of the eye. And adding the mouth. So we want that ice cream cone to dry completely before we add the ice cream cone texture. So that's why we went to the face now. Alright, now that this is dry, count how many diagonal lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, diagonal lines, 6. Okay. And now I'm just going to do perpendicular lines across, diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So obviously you don't have to do that many. Look what I'm doing. It's like an arrow pointing up. That's creating the cast shadow. And look what's happening. It's looking super 3D now. So if you wondered how I did these ice cream cones, hopefully it might look really complex, but you can see with the Posca paint markers, it actually makes it very simple to do these really cool ice cream cone, waffle cone textures. I'm actually going in to the bottom part of those diamond shapes with just a beige with a little bit of a lighter value. These circle templates come in very handy, especially for these kawaii style characters. Most of them have circular eyes and little white dots. And like I said, it's a focal point for the character. It really adds to their cuteness. So why not? So I recommend, get one, and you can see it really does, I think, improve the end result. Look how 3D this bunny's looking, guys. Pretty amazing. So I've got my outlining markers here. So I've got purple, fuchsia, and brown. So that's what I said earlier. And so I'm actually using purple. You can see outlining the bunny's ears. And we're outlining around his head. Goes his paws. Now this is the fuchsia. And look at that. That ice cream is really popping. Look how 3D it looks, guys. It's so cool. This never gets old. I love creating these illusions, making a flat piece of paper appear to be three-dimensional. And art can be magical. Look at this amazing waffle cone texture we did, guys. That's so awesome. So that, I'm going to go in with a darker brown. I wanted my outline to be a little bit darker. Just want to make it to pop a little bit more. And I'm happier with that. So that's just an example. As an artist, I was looking at the contrast, and I was like, you know what? I want it more contrast. I want it to be darker. You always want to do the highlights after the paint is dried. Otherwise, it's going to pick up that color underneath it. And then we could add little details. So these are little sprinkles. I've got yellow and blue. And then I'm even going to add a cute little heart. So I'm going to leave my 3D drawing playlist at the end of this video if you want to watch more videos and check them out. And check out my complete playlist. We're adding so many. And if you love doing this, you should check out my acrylic on canvas series. So I actually incorporate acrylic paint and Posca paint markers on canvas. So if you've ever gone to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's and you wanted to do a painting on canvas, I'll walk you through that process once again, step by step. And that's something really cool that you can hang on your wall and you can gift it to a friend. Wow, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this drawing today. I want to thank you for drawing with me. Keep creating, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.